So fourth query, calculate the final IA in bracket the given average of best 2 test marks and update the corresponding tables for all students. Right? So please understand this first query. Calculate the final IA. I have a final IA marks, means I have a final IA attribute in one table I have, right? In IA max I have this final IA, right? So how to add this value to this attribute final IA? We have to take the average of best 2 test marks, as you are doing, right? In the for your internals, you are going to do 3 internals. Among 3 internals, which 2 is the best? You are making average of those two values, means those 2 marks. Same thing we have to perform here. And after calculating the best marks, means nothing but the average, we have to update this value in the student table, means for this final IA. That is the reason I told not to add the value or not to insert the value initially while inserting to this IA marks table. Okay. So here we have to calculate the 3 test IA marks. We have to take the best 2 test value. We have to take the average and we have to update to the corresponding tuple, to the corresponding value here, right? In order to do this, we have to write the update command for each record. We have to write the update command for each record. Means update. We have to write the update query for first tuple, second tuple, third tuple, fourth tuple, fifth tuple. Here we have only one student 5 subject value I have. Means if you try to insert 10 student 5 subject value, means 10 into 5, 50. 50 times we have to write the update query there, right? 50 times we have to write the update query, right? In order to avoid that one, we have a concept called stored procedure, right? PLSQL. We are going to write one query we will write, one program we will write, right? That is going to be stored somewhere, and all other query is going to be executed by retrieving that query, that program. The same way we are going to write here. We are going to use for this query, right? We can use the normal MySQL as we are using a select this one. Select from where we can use this one for this. We can use same type of queries for execute this query, but for each tuple we have to write the separate query. In order to avoid that one, we are going to use the what? PLSQL, not MySQL, not SQL command. We are using the PLSQL, programming language SQL, right? So we already know what is the syntax for writing the PLSQL. Create or replace procedure, create or replace procedure, followed with the procedure name. This average marks we take as a procedure name. Is or has, we can take is or has, anything we can give here according to the syntax. Create or replace procedure name we have taken as average marks. Is cursor C underscore IA marks is. Why we need this cursor? See, in Java program or in C program, we are going to use the looping condition we use, right? Means in order to fetch each value from the array, first we're going to assign the value to the array, right? In the program, we're going to take one value from that array. The same thing we are doing here, but in order to retrieve the single value from the table, we're using the cursor. This cursor is acting like a what? Looping value here. Cursor C underscore IA marks is the name for this cursor. Okay, C underscore IA marks is. Next, select greatest of test1 test2 as A. We're going to calculate the test1 value plus test2 value. That is going to be stored in the variable A. Then greatest of test1 test3. Test1 value, test3 value. For example, test1 is 12, test2 is 15. 12 plus 15, that value is going to be stored in A. Then test1, test3. Greatest in between, I am taking here greatest test1 and test2. In between these two, which is the greatest, that value will be stored here. Not plus, sorry, it is not going to add. Greatest of test1, test2. Test1 is 12, test2 is 15. So 15 is the value, it is going to store in A. Then test1 is 12, test3 is 18, it is going to store in B. then test3, test2. Which one is the highest value? It is going to store in C. So C, A, B, C, these three variables will having the highest marks between test1 and test2, test1 and test3, and test3 and test2 in single subject. Means in single subject. For example, see here. For 10 CS 81, 15, 16, 18. Test1, test2, which is the greatest value? 16. That will be stored in A. Next, greatest of test1, test3, 15 and 18. Which is the greatest value? 18. That will be stored in B. Again, greatest of test2 and test3, 16 and 18. Which is the greatest value? 18. That is, it will be stored in C. Correct? These three values, which is having greatest, that will be stored in the particular variable A, B, C. Okay. Now, this is for one value. For one value means for one tuple. For second tuple, third tuple, fourth tuple, fifth tuple, we have to take. Right. So from where we are fetching this value? From the IA marks. These values we are getting from IA marks table, where final A is null. Initially, final A is null. For update, what we have to update? After processed, after executing, these values will get update. What final A is? C underscore A number, underscore B, C underscore C number, right? Then sum is after getting the value, here sum and average, right? So next, begin. These are variable declaration part. This is the declaration variables. Okay. Next, begin. Open CIA marks means open CIA marks means start fetching the value from the IA marks table. Open, it start taking the values for first 15, 16, 18. It will execute. After executing, second 12, 19, 14, 19, 15, 20, 20, 16, 20, 15, 15, 12. Right? We have 5 tuples there. So it will start taking the 5 values. Right? So open CIA marks. Next is having loop, right? So first tuple is done. It will take second tuple, third tuple, fourth tuple. It will start fetching the marks. Fetch C underscore IA marks into from this these values, right? Test1, test2, test3 values. All these 3 values will be stored here. A, B, C means for first record for first tuple something like 12, 15, 18. It will store in C underscore A, C underscore B, C underscore C. Right, then exit when C underscore IA marks not found. If IA marks is not found means when last after executing 5th tuple, we don't have the 6th tuple, right? Then that loop should end, right? That loop should end. It should not take any other value because there is no any other value in that particular table. So exit when C underscore IA marks not found means it is going to end the loop. Right, so next is going to take the value for A. A is once 12. It's going to take space. Then next is 15. Then 18. First record it will take here. Next it's going to jump here. C underscore A. Right, 12 is not equal to 15. If it is not equal, then it will add. It's going to add the sum. Sum it's going to take the value 15 plus 12 something whatever it's going to take the value. Okay, if it is not equal, then it is going to take the next value. C underscore sum equal to C underscore A plus C underscore C. This if condition is going to be applied for all 5 tuples. Okay, after applying all 5 tuples, it's going to end the value. It's going to end the loop here. Executing loop, it will end. Right, I got the sum value now, but I don't need the sum, I need the average, right? So C underscore average we have taken here. C underscore sum for storing the some result. After some result, I'm going to perform the average. So C underscore average equal to C underscore sum by 2. C underscore sum by 2. So whatever the value will get, it's going to divide by 2. Then it will store the value in this variable C underscore AV. Right. After this, we're going to take the result here. DBMS underscore output dot put line. This is for it will act like a printf function, printing function. DBMS output underscore line. Sum equal to whatever the sum we get as a result, that sum value will get here, and the next is result. After getting sum and average, right? I need to update the average in the table for the attribute final IA. So update IA marks the table name, update table name, set final IA equal to what is the value we get, that value, where current of C underscore IA marks, right? Current of C underscore IA marks means what? This one we have created the cursor, right? So here cursor name we have to do, because whatever the operation is carrying out, it is in between this cursor, right? So update IA marks, set final IA is equal to C underscore average, where current of C underscore IA marks. Current is what? This cursor is having the first value, means after executing 15 plus 16 plus 18, right? So it's going to store this value here, correct? Then end loop, close C underscore IA marks, end, right? So we are executing